Hi guitar mates, I hope you are doing well. This lesson we have got one awesome solo for you to get your teeth into. We are going to be checking out Fool for Your Loving by Whitesnake, and it goes like this.
No more, no more.
Well, I am sure you older generation of Whitesnake fans will realize that I am looking at the original recording from the 1980 album Ready and Willing, which featured the guitarists at the time of Micky Moody and Bernie Marsden, who sadly is no longer with us. And what a loss Bernie is for the guitar community. Of course, there was another version that was covered later on, which featured Steve Vai on the guitars, doing his pyrotechnic playing over the top of that. But we are going to be looking at the old bluesy style way of playing this. And in an interview I saw with Micky Moody talking about this song and many other songs from Whitesnake from that era, his comment was, "We never tended to play the solo the same way twice." So I am just taking the solo from the original recording from the album. Of course, as usual, we've got the on-screen tablature, and there will be a link down below for you to play along with a backing track. But enough talking, let's get into the action and let me show you how to play the solo. Right, let's look at the opening line. I'll just play it through, and then as usual I'll break it down. So it goes like this. Okay, fairly straightforward. Bulk of this is being played around the G minor pentatonic. It also drops in a couple of notes from the G natural minor. But really, if you see this as first position G minor pentatonic, find it fairly easy to understand and play through. First line, we're going to be playing this. Very, very standard blues line there. I'm going to be playing, starting off third finger on 5th fret on the D string, crossing over to the 3rd fret on the G, and then back to 5 on the D. Now that comes in on the timing. We're doing 1, 2, 3. Like that. That starts us off there. We then move back to the 5 position on the G, and we do a full tone bend, release it back down to the 5, and then a pull off to the 3. We get that. So push up, pull back. Remember when we're doing these things, that first finger, really want that first finger back already on the 3rd fret. Don't want to be going. Then back on. We got that. Pull off. And then back to the 5. So that's your first one. Next one is going to go like this. Doing that. 3 again on the G first finger to 5 on the D with a 3rd finger. Now, what I'm doing here, I'm then stepping back with my 2nd finger onto 3 on the G. My 1st finger is looking after the 2 on the G. I'll do a pull off. You can also do it a slide with the 1st finger, whichever way you want to do it. I use both, depending on what mood I'm in when I play it. But to 3, 5 across the 2 strings, pull off in this instance. 2nd finger then is going to play 3 with a slide to the 5 on the D string. Again, nice little line there, and he is taking out of the pentatonic, he's just dropping back down there, bringing in the major 2nd from that pentatonic. So you get. Now the next part really again is a pentatonic blues line. Played stuff like this numerous times, but we've got an addition of a couple of notes being brought in from the natural minor scale. But we start off with a 3 to the 5 full tone bend, and then bringing it back down again on the G string. Like that. It's your first line. Then we're going to pick up, and I'm using, the first finger is going to hold down 3 on the B and 3 on the high E string, up to the 6 on the high E string, and I'm going to do a 6, 5 back to the 3 using little finger and third finger. Then back on B3, and I'm going to do a 3, 6, 6. Again, still in that pentatonic there. Back to the 3 on the B string, finishing up 2 5s on the G. And we put the entire thing together. Now, there's a tendency when you come down, you want to play from that, following the scale down. You've just got to remember it goes straight down to the 3. And there's that little pause between that. You got an 8th note pause in there. Now, when you look at the sheet music, it looks like you're doing a 3 to a 10 back to a 0. Really, all he's just doing is taking from that 3 and he's just sliding up, because you're here, you're playing that 5. He just doesn't slide. There's no real accuracy. You've got to go to the 10. You are just literally just sliding up the string and back out like that. That takes you through that next stage. So I'll again play it all the way through. Like that. Next lick goes like this. Now, we are still in the minor pentatonic, but we are taking up what you could see as 6th position, which is the 1, 3, and the 1 and the 3 on the E and the A string. I am doing a 3, 1, 3 on the low, cross to the 1 on the A. Now that is your phrasing as well. All of these licks that we're going to be playing are based on that phrasing. So, first one. Then we go back and repeat, but this time we're going to end up on the 3 on the A string. Now from there on the track you can hear him slide in to that. So we got 3, 1 and over to the 3. Slide up to the 5, and we're doing 5, 3 to that D3. Then we move on to the D string, and we're going to play the same pattern, just a string lower. We're doing 5, 3, 5 on the D, going across to 3 on the B. And there's a little bit of an attitude bend. And then we do a 5, 5, 3. Hardest part really is to get that phrasing, because you've done that slide. You're getting that slide. That's the difficult part. That's what you'll find, because he's not playing on the 1, he's playing on the and. So you do your slide 1. You get that. But it's a nice little part of the riff, so it is really does stand out in the song. But just take your time. If you find that slide a bit of a challenge, just don't worry about it. The slide really just comes from you moving up. I think on the record as well, I can hear him sliding onto that one, so you can throw that one in as well. Sounds pretty nice to do that. Right, let's look at the next phrase, probably the busiest phrase of the whole solo, this one coming up. And it goes like this. Okay, it's just running up the pentatonic, but he's getting that pattern that you've got to play. Now, it does come from that. Then, so what I'm doing, let's follow it through. I'm doing a 5 pull off to the 3 on the D string. Back to the 5. 5 pull. First finger moves over to the 3 on the G string. And then back to the 5 on the D. So you get. Now then you're going to pick the 3 on the G string and you're going to do a hammer on, pull off, hammer and then pick. Like that. So we've got the first one. Now we are going to move down to the B string and we're going to pick the 3, hammer, pull, back to the 3, and then to the 6. Now it's this movement of the pick that you've got to look at when you're doing this, because that final one as well, we're doing a 3-6-3 on the high E string. But your pick, you got. So I'm just working that pick. So really the pick's just moving down apart from that part right at the beginning. Start it off slow, but make sure he's getting that root. Picking that. But once you get the speed, you'll get that motion. Like that. And the next part is probably the trickiest part of this. You've got fast run up, but then you've got this bend. Okay, what am I doing there? Well, as I come out of that 3-6-3, I've got to get my eye. I use my second finger to on the 6th fret on the high E string, full tone bend, down to the 6. First finger supporting the bend, lift the finger, and now I'm playing that first finger there. I then do with my second finger on the B string, I'm doing a 6-8 slide. First finger's come up with it, so it's there hovering over the 6th fret on the high E string, so I pick that. Back to the 8, I'm going to play that 3 times. Back to that 6. So if I link this all in, like that, that's that link. You could treat it as one big riff because you don't want to do the separation and then you want to get. Now, next, right at the end of this line, on the and of the 4, you are going to do a unison bend. You're going all the way up to the 15, and where I guide myself on that, I've been playing that 6 there, that last note that I'm playing. I slide that all the way up there. I'm not taking the fingers up, I'm sliding up, and I'm going to play 15, and I'm going to 15 on the high E string, but I use second and third finger holding the 18 on the B string, and I bend that up to get that. So got to move a little bit quick. So from that, like that. Okay, what's happened here, just so you understand, we have moved from first position, G minor pentatonic, we've moved all the way up an octave. Now we're going to be working across G minor pentatonic, but here on the 15th fret. We're working that area there, because that unison bend put me straight into the octave on the minor pentatonic. Now, we're playing that, we're holding that. Now we've got this lick. like that. What I'm doing there, I'm going to bend on the 18 again. So I'm bend 18, back to the 18, pull off to the 15. Cross over the string to the 17th fret, and I'm going to do a 17 full tone bend back to the 17 and pull off with my first finger, which is on the 15. Now we're going to go then from D17, 17D to G17. Now I use my second finger. You can use your third finger. And then pull off to the 15. So put that entire line together. Okay, next line. When I'm doing that, I'm starting off on D17 to the 15. Pick it or do a pull off to the 15, back to the 17. Cross over down to G15, go into 17. There's a little bend there. And then first finger's going to pick up the 15, 15 on B and A. Down to B18 to B15. And then over to the 18 with a full tone bend on the high E string. Back to the 18. Let's do that nice and slow for you. So you just walk it through. And it's all been played in that pentatonic box. E minor pentatonic. Okay, the next one, still in that box. We're going to come down from the 15th on the high E string, 18 to 15 on the B, to the 17 on the G string. We do a full tone bend, release it. Back to the 17, so we get this. And then we're going to finish on the 15 on the G. Now that's slightly different to normal. Yeah, worth practicing that. What I do, I roll the first finger. See that? Now that links into this lick. After you play that 7 on the G, you're going to there play 17. So you got 3 17s. Down to the 15 and then back. And that's all on the D string. Cross over to the 15 on the G. And slide out. Going as far as the 7th fret. Like that. Okay, next line goes like this. Okay, usual way to end a nice solo. Taking up on that 18th fret, we're going to bend it up, release it, and then pick the 17. Down to the 15, we do a 18 on the B string. And then we got 4 bends, full tone bends on the 18. Now the final lick is exactly the same as the lick we played earlier, but we're introducing that lick by just playing this. So we start off 18 very quick to a 15 on the high E string. Then we do an 18, 15 on the B. Then this lick, which we've already done. Again, an another great blues line there. Doing 17 on the G string, full tone, bend, back to the 17, pull off to the 15. I use my second finger, you can use your third, doing 17 on the D to come back across to the G 17. To the 15 on the G, and then we're going to finish up on D17, and then you're out. So we get. And that is the complete solo. Great workout, and you think about using a minor pentatonic. Lots of different licks again that you could use yourself, your own improvisation. So, well worth looking through this and just getting them licks under your belt. And then, if you want, try and experiment with another track in a G minor pentatonic backing track and utilize them over the passages. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to play this great solo by Whitesnake. If you did, don't forget, whack that like button and don't forget, subscribe. You're watching these videos, please really help the channel out. Click on the subscribe button as well. But I'm going to let you go. So until the next time, this is Jeff wishing you all well, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Until then, goodbye.